Yeah. I think your idea of a tartan and making a shawl, had you done any more research into your project?
Yeah, I had, and I'm now understanding some of the expressions on some of the fellow spinners and weavers in the guild rooms. When I floated the idea, I think maybe Andrew's face. I know Wendy in the library was very helpful with helping me to find some books. You know, I think people thought that, yeah, I was a very ambitious person, but they encouraged me nevertheless. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what decision led you to talk about commissioning the shawl?
Okay, well, I think it came about because I realised that, you know, I still had this burning desire to create the shawl, and it was coming up to Jodi Mackay's birthday. And, you know, when it was 6 months away, I was thinking, yeah, I can do it. I can get it organised. And I've since gone back to work. I was off work having a break, and then I'm back at work. And, you know, the weeks just kept passing. We were meeting as a guild. The committee were meeting, and we were going through lots of the surveys and the feedback. And, you know, spending time with the committee. And also because of COVID, you know, I was conscious that a lot of artisans and a lot of creative people are doing it tough as well. So I'd also commissioned a ceramicist to make me a soap dish, because I fancied that, you know, I needed a soap dish because everyone's using soap and my bathroom needed something nice. So I commissioned a ceramicist to make me a soap dish. And that turned into a huge project for the whole of the ceramic workshop. And they ended up using it as a fundraising idea. They auctioned all of these soap dishes that they all made in their own individual style. And so I thought that one little idea of, you know, commissioning him to make me a soap dish turned into something that was, you know, quite amazing. And they ended up, because their ceramic rooms were closed because of COVID, they had lost income. So they ended up raising over $10,000 through the auction sale of their soap dishes. And I also commissioned another artist to do a portrait for me, which I've just taken receipt of. So it was in my brain, in my mind, that, you know, there's lots of people out there who are really good at stuff. And that's how I found Marilyn. And as soon as I got it in my mind that, hey, you know, I don't have to make this, I can be involved in it. And somebody who is, you know, a real artist, I knew about the Hattersleys from the guild presentation. And so I was really confident and excited when Marilyn agreed. So, yeah.
Excellent. And there are many Mackay Tartans. Well, there's quite a few. So how did you decide on which one that you'd like to do?
We might flip over to we might share the screen now, and you'll be able to see. So there were two standout tartans. One is the ancient, but I'll get Marilyn to tell you more about the difference. And the one on the top is the ancient one, and the one on the bottom is the one that people would be perhaps more familiar with. I immediately liked the top one. It spoke to me, and it spoke to the recipient as well, in that the red fine pinstripe is definitely the Labor red. So Jodi Mackay is a Labor MP, and I actually quite like the dramatic design as well, but I didn't just base it on what I thought. I spoke to the recipient's husband, and so it was a secret between us because Jodi did not know about this. So we had this lovely secret, and he was rooting for us, you know, during the time that it was being made, which was a very short time span. I'll let Marilyn explain that. And so they can see us if that's. I might need to plug it in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So we ended up going with the ancient.
The ancient.
But I'll let Marilyn tell you a bit more about the unpacking that.
Yes. Yeah. So, and you sort of mentioned that you wanted to be involved and that you had limited time because you were back to work. And did you want to mention the approximate timeline that we had to work with?
Yeah, so we did it in 2.5 weeks.
Well, yeah, from the time we spoke.
Yeah. So go to WOW, 2.5 weeks, and I'll let Marilyn unpack the actual timeline, and that's how I can now pivot to Marilyn. So before you get into the actual the timeline and how you did it, what was going through your mind when I asked you about the commission?
Well, I was like, yay, super excited to do a commission, and then I thought, oh my gosh, like we were discussing yarn, and then I thought, oh my gosh, there is so little time, 2.5 weeks, and I don't have the yarn, and so that was pretty.
So there you can see the 3 colours that were chosen. Action shot. And that was a day that I managed to spend, broadly helping out, but ultimately learning and getting an idea of how such a project would run. All of the ingredients, because I'm very much a beginner weaver. Marilyn was able to engage me in some of the processes, and it was really exciting to be able to have some part in the actual building of the work. And Marilyn is very patient, very good on instructions, and she was very, very, very generous in keeping me engaged and involved in it. And as we said, it was a very that's me winding. So little things. And there's the tartan on the loom. And the very careful gift wrapping. Honestly, when I arrived in the afternoon the following week to pick it up, Marilyn had it on the table, and I was completely blown away. And then she just so carefully gift wrapped it. The presentation is everything as well. When I passed the gift over to Jodi Mckay, she took a photo of it. That's the photo that she took, and she posted the photo, and then she teased everybody and didn't reveal the next photo of her wearing the shawl until the following day. So it was, and I think, she managed to drape it in a way that really did reveal the fine work and the detail and the complete professional approach.
So once that was off, that was great. That was I knew the loom was ready to go, but I received all the yarn. Sorry about my dog barking. It's getting close to dinner time. So
how did you feel when you first started seeing the pattern coming through? What were you thinking? Yes.
Yeah. So when we've like threaded it up, I had it prepared. I got the yarn and warp, made the warp and then pulled the warp onto the loom and prepared the threading so that you're able to do a bit of threading and then some slaying. And so that was great. But it was really lovely to see it coming through because it was a really strong tartan. It's a lot stronger than the other things that I have woven before, like, because they are usually had pale colours in the warp, so like a silvery colour and a white colour. Yeah, so it would like to have the strong blue and the black and the really strong red, cherry reds. That was nice to see.
So what is the difference, if there is any, between the way you would plan to just do an ordinary weave or weave that you've done before as compared to doing a tartan? Are there any peculiarities or any cultural or other considerations that came into play?
Well, for weaving the tartan, it was all about the research. That was obviously key to it because you don't know what you don't know. But yeah, just the tartans are quite prescriptive. They should be, as I mentioned, they have their set and then they have their sort of pattern repeat. But also, I noted that the colours were, you have a little movement within the colours because of the natural dyes that they used in the olden days. So there's a bit of movement there that you're allowed. So that's the tartans. And what I have done previously with my weaving on the hatties is all about colour and proportion. And I've invented my own plaids before and window checks. But yeah, doing a tartan and knowing that there is history behind the tartan, that was kind of nice too. And yeah, so it's good.
Cool. And what about making it for somebody somebody other than a third party? So yeah, you weren't making it for me, you were making it for me, for somebody else.
Yeah, that wasn't an issue for me. Well, when I said it wasn't an issue, I didn't feel extra pressure because of it was for Jodi Mckay. I was like, I'm making it for somebody. Like, somebody's asked me to make them a gift, and I thought that's a real privilege and an honour, and I would do the best that I could, no matter who it was. So that kind of didn't influence me. So yeah, and I hope that the people always feel connected to the making. Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that you wanted to be involved in making the shawl, and you came up on, what's it, on a Sunday? On a Sunday to help make.
And there is photographic evidence.
Yes.
Winding bobbins.
Yes. And I was standing in front of the loom.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you feel connected to doing?
Yeah. I did from the very beginning. From the we did lots of email exchanges around choosing the yarn. You know, Marilyn kept me engaged with all of the decisions. I really did feel like I was part of it. She didn't tell me about her back, though, I've got to say. Yeah. She kept that from me, but it was lovely spending the day and seeing it come to life, and it was very special. I was mentioning before when I arrived, and it was already on the table. It was just like my dream had just been translated. It couldn't have been more perfect, and yeah, I was saying it's left my brain with lots of space now for lots of other projects, and you know, one day there might be a tartan, but yeah, there will be other things that you know, and other collaborations. So yeah, it's been really, really wonderful, and I've learnt a lot. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And how was your shawl received, or have you already answered that in my absence?
Well, yeah, it was received very well. I took it around to Jodi Mackay's place, and she was very impressed with the wrapping. And then when she opened it, she was absolutely blown away. Marilyn had also produced a 4-page, 6-page, 2 or 4-page document with some photos that gave the background to how it was made, the choice of the yarn, the looms, and that was absolutely amazing. Jodi was so impressed with that, you know, and she's thanked Marilyn online, and hopefully one time when Marilyn is next in Parliament, she'll be able to go in and say good day. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
so I guess if there's any burning questions, but Marilyn will be able to answer them.
I just put in the chat that I hope this encourages more politicians to get behind craftspeople and support us in ventures such as this. Well done. I'm impressed, girls. It's great to see good, positive things come out of the situation at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Marilyn and for Jackie?
No questions. Just to say it's marvellous. I think the end product was beautiful, and the whole thought process behind it of getting her, Jodi, something so personal is really lovely. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
It was so